Bay, we're at 7-0. The Packers over the Chargers.
Swallow that cookie, Mike.
Absolutely. Had to force that sucker down. Gulp. Gulp. Aaron Rodgers waiting to take the field.
Got his helmet fixed.
Nate Kading to kick it away. Andre Thurman across the 30, 35, flag is down. Thurman to the 45 and out of bounds.
Well, that bring this little sucker back. No holding. You know, if I were a special
During
team
the
coach,
return, holding, 54. Kicking, receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Roy Manning called for the hold.
Michael, if I were a special teams coach 100 years ago, I played for 11 years. If I just tell the guys ahead of time, well, they see the start. You ever hold on a kickoff? I'm going to fine you. I'm going to fine you.
That would cut it down, wouldn't it?
Oh, boy.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
Paul would be rich. That's the only thing that would happen. You
That
get
would
rich.
cut it down. There's no reason.
You'd have another revenue stream. All right, kid, let's see what you can do.
Rodgers 2 for 2 for 7 yards. Fisher tries to get outside. Matt Wilhelm, number 56, out of Ohio State, has had a very good ball game here in Green Bay. Rodgers out of California, the #1 pick, and for a while it looked like he might have been the #1 pick in the entire draft.
And what really sold, I think, a lot of people on him was the performance that he went out against the USC with. Completed 23 straight against the #1 team in the nation. Had a shot at beating him. Actually carried 3 over from the Oregon State game, so he had a total of 26.
That was tremendously impressive. This one tipped away from Craig Bragg, the rookie out of UCLA. Let's check in with Susie.
And Mike, you mentioned how Aaron Rodgers was projected as a #1. Well, that draft day, it was supposed to be a dream, almost turned out to be a nightmare as he waited 5 hours to be selected 24th. I was stationed there in the green room to interview him. I watched the angst up close. What a difficult day, but he and his family handled it so well. They kept things in perspective, and he shared with us that he was just so relieved to get out of the green room when he was picked. It didn't really hit him. He hadn't processed. I'm going to Green Bay. I'm going to play behind Brett Favre, but it's going to be cold after all. He's the California kid.
Susie, the green room almost turned into the blue room. A couple of more picks.
Well, I think what he
Prior to
was
the
saying
snap,
to
ball
himself.
start, number 73, offense, 5-yard penalty, third down.
That's Matt O'Dwyer, the right guard.
I think what he was saying to himself under his breath is, okay, I'm playing behind Brett Favre. Now, how long is he planning on playing? Then maybe I'll get a job.
Well, he gets to come to a team. Usually guys who are first-round picks as quarterbacks go to teams that are desperately in need of a lot of different things. He is in a pretty good situation to play behind a guy like Favre. 4-man rush. They want a screen. Fisher. Another flag is down. Fisher breaking tackles up to the 35-yard line.
Now, Tony Fisher did not have a very good scrimmage against the Buffalo Bills last week, and so he's sort of coming out running. He's running real hard tonight, I think, to prove to himself that he's ready to go.
There's a flag in the backfield and one downfield.
You reach a point as a professional, and Tony's been in this business 4 years. You reach a point where the coaches know you can play. Now it's up to you to get yourself ready for the regular season.
A holding, 71 of the offense, and pass interference, number 85 of the offense. 10-yard penalty, still third down.
Well, they didn't get a first down, so why wouldn't you have them punt?
Holding was on Kevin Berry. That's Sean McHugh, 85 for pass interference.
See, I always
They should refuse this penalty. I mean, why?
offset. Oh no, 2 penalties. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I'm saying sometimes coaches, they want to see the defense on film a little bit more. Preseason takes on a whole different element when it comes to coaches and some of the decisions that they make. They want to see them now in 3rd and long. Okay, can we get a pass rush in this situation?
Hey, you see decisions, you see play calls too. Right. That you just scratch your head and go, why would they call that? Well, they have a purpose. You may not be able to figure it out right away, but there's a reason for it.
Well, there's a reason for it, because they really want to see, as Joe was talking about, they want to see what individuals will do in individual situations. And
3rd and 25, and they hand it off on the draw to Fisher.
well, we've watched both teams on 3rd and long. They both run nothing but draw plays. And that's what, well, Favre wouldn't, but I mean, these guys do. But they also want to see what these interior lines are doing. You got to remember that the Green Bay Packers, they're looking for a couple of guards.
They are very well set at center with Mike Flanagan and the tackle with Chad Clifton and Mark Tauscher. But they lost 2 really good guards, Mike Wall and Marco Rivera, as free agents. Sander gets it out of there. And it takes a really good bounce for Green Bay. It wasn't a great kick. Sproles can't get anywhere near it. The ball will die at the 28, a punt of 53 yards. Got a timeout. It's still 7-0 Green Bay here in Lambeau. Back in Green Bay, a preseason game between the Chargers and the Packers. 7-0 with 13:01 to go third quarter.
It's a rainy night in Green Bay.
Boy, it is, and they need it up here.
I told you a long time ago, don't sing. Man.
I'm sorry. It really wasn't singing, was it?
No. Turner and Pinnock, the running backs. Little completion out to the 31 from Rivers to Willie Quinney. Mike Hawkins, the rookie, will make the tackle. And if both quarterbacks turn out to be, say, relatively close in ability and careers, this is a great trade for the Chargers. The Giants got the guy they wanted, Eli Manning at quarterback. The Chargers not only get Phillip Rivers, they got the 3rd pick last year, which they used for Kading. They got a 1st-round pick this year, which they used for Sean Merriman. And they also got a trade of a 5th-round pick. So they really did a great job in acquiring players.
And that 5th-round pick was for Roman Oben, which their offensive line had needed the help bad.
Well, this guy here, Merriman, is unreal.
12th overall pick in the draft, Sean Merriman, the linebacker from Maryland. His nickname is Lights Out for the way he hit people. 85 tackles, 8.5 sacks. Knocked out 4 players in 1 game in the first half of his sophomore season in high school. 4 guys in 1 half.
Get you a nickname.
6'4", 272 pounds. And he's going to compliment Steve Foley. And it's going to be awesome to watch.
Steve Foley at 265. Now you put him in a pass rushing situation with Wade Phillips and give him the opportunity to be able to play both with his hand down like he did in college or up like he did in college. He comes out of a versatile system in Maryland. Wade Phillips, what a terrific job he has done everywhere. We mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. His 2nd year as the Chargers brought them from nowhere. They only had 2 100-yard rushers against them all year last year.
2nd and 4. Rivers, and that one right through the hands of Pinnock. The 7th-round pick 3 years ago from South Carolina.
Rivers, I'd call him Pinnock. Come here a minute. Let me explain something to you. I'm trying to get a spot here.
I'm working.
Yeah, I'm working hard. And I'm hitting you in the hands. Now, you got to catch this, baby, or you're never going to see it again.
But the thing is coaches look where the ball is. They're looking. If you're looking at Phillip Rivers, you're saying you did the right thing. You went to the right person. You put the ball in the right place. He looks like he's starting to get a little more comfortable with the game now.
And Pinnock is in there because Lorenzo Neal not playing tonight. A brilliant fullback.
Offensive line move.
False start. Snap infraction. Number 62, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's the backup center, Bob Holland.
It's amazing. We talked about the San Diego Charger offensive line when Drew Brees took a look at it. And they're rookies. And the number 1 guy is a center who is a rookie. And Marty Schottenheimer said might have been the best of all of them. And that's really hard to believe that the center can come in and be that effective as a rookie.
We've seen some young centers come in and play well.
That line last year, 5 guys who had never played together, all brand new starters, and they were just terrific. This one's completed to Greg Camarillo, the rookie out of Stanford.
Well, Michael, you know, to go along with the offensive line, in 02, they had 12 offensive linemen start. In 03, they had 12 offensive linemen start. When Drew Brees was getting ready for a very critical year,
Right.
he looked at the Chargers and he says, all right, let's see what they do in free agency with the offensive line. They did nothing. Okay, they 7th-round picks. They're drafting offensive line. He's thinking, man, they're sending me a message. And it turns out that these guys now have bonded and become a very solid offensive line.
Rivers straight back, good protection again, out in the flat. Oh boy. This one caught by Pinnock, but then he's crushed by Hannibal Navies.
You know, this is one of those deals. Pinnock catches the ball, and he just knows he's going to get hammered because Hannibal Navies is right there. Like, I mean, here, you watch this play, and you watch the catch, and when the hit hits, here it comes. Outside, he dumps it. Hannibal Navies, boom. By the time he got the ball, Navies hit him. You have no chance.
These linebackers are going through a big educational process into Jim Bates' style of offense. Jim Bates taking over as the defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers. He's had a lot of success in Miami and Dallas.
2nd and 9. Rivers down the middle. That'll be a touchdown to Willie Quinney. A perfect strike on the post for 34 yards.
Well, the Green Bay Packers sold themselves. They had a blitz on, and they came after him, and Rivers just stepped up, and what a wonderful throw.
And that's where the Packers got burned last year. When they blitzed early in the year and people toasted them.
33 touchdown passes the Packers gave up last year, the most in the league. Nice job of staying in the pocket. Good job by Quinney. Nice move downfield, splits the safeties. Winds up with 6. Mike Hawkins. Mike Hawkins is a guy they hope can play corner for him. Only played 3 games at Oklahoma and really was out of football. Played a little bit of arena football.
Kading for the point after. And Rivers, starting the second half, has tied it here in Green Bay. It's 7-7. Phillip Rivers was 4 out of 5 on that drive for 49 of the 72 yards, and the first time in 2005 that the Chargers get on the scoreboard, and they've tied it at 7.
Did a nice job of taking advantage of the opportunity.
Kading to kick it away.
And the Chargers are offside on the kickoff.
Andre Thurman out to the 35-yard line, and the flags are back at the original line of scrimmage where they kicked.
Well, if you want
Offside, kicking team. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
We've got a timeout, 9:34 to go, third quarter. Tie ball game from Lambeau.
Trees were quite as big as they were.
No.
The cheese trees.
Especially the cheddar ones.
I have to go home now.
Fisher on the toss. San Diego did a nice job of stringing that play out. He picks up a couple. If you're just joining us, Brett Favre started this ball game as we update you with our game track. It was 9 out of 10 for 91 yards and a touchdown. And Phillip Rivers just moments ago came back and tied it up with his touchdown pass. Rivers in his action in this game is 10 out of 15 for 81 yards. It's been raining almost all night here in Green Bay. Pressure on Rodgers. Quickness got him away from a couple of guys, and he lost the ball, but he was down. Check in with Susie.
Mike, linebacker Steve Foley is the emotional leader of this Chargers defense. How would you describe the character of these guys you play with?
Well, just an aggressive bunch of guys, you know, and just to know that we have some guys that are not, you know, full of themselves or full of ego, it makes it a lot easier for all of us.
The Achilles heel was pass defense last year. You bring back the same 11 guys, so how do you improve that?
Well, just by getting a little more aggressive and improving on some areas. You know, they slid the line a lot, you know, my side last year, and hopefully with Merriman coming in this year, he's going to free up a lot for them.
Defensive guys always love when you draft a defensive guy first. What impresses you about him?
Well, just his aggressiveness and just the fact that this guy's a young guy and he's willing to learn. And, you know, he's not coming in with the big head. And just his energy is all we can ask for right now.
You know, we're here in Green Bay. We always hear about Brett Favre and being a leader for his entire team. What about Drew Brees?
Oh, it goes without saying. This guy has to go through more adversity. He's had more, I don't know, 10 monkeys on his back, you know what I'm saying? So just the fact that this guy came out and played as well as he did last year meant everything to the city, to the organization, and hopefully we can pick up where we left off at, except for the loss.
How much of a chip do you guys have on your shoulder coming off of last year?
Well, you have to have a chip on your shoulder. You have to take it personal, you know, to reap any of the benefits, like I said, this game has to offer. So to know that we ended up the way that we did last year, nobody is happy about that. You know, we didn't accomplish anything. So, you know, this year our goals are, you know, to come out and take it all the way to the Super Bowl and win it.
What does it mean to you guys to have 3 national television games this year and maybe not be so anonymous, especially on defense?
Well, we know that we have some, you know, a target on our chest, and teams are going to come after us for, you know, simply because of the success that we had last year. We just have to take all that, bottle it up, and one, and come September 11th, just release it.
Good luck this season.
Thank you. Thank you.
Steve Foley out of Louisiana Monroe had 10 sacks last year, a career high, 10 of the team's 29. And that is Walt Williams into the ball game at running back for Green Bay, and he takes it inside the 30.
How about Walt Williams? Now, you want to talk about a tough runner. You want to talk about lowering your head and going to nail a guy. Watch Walt Williams at the end, right here. Bang! I mean, he's going to take the defensive man on. That was just a great play.
Clinton Hart has a headache right now.
I know he does.
First and 10 from the 32.
First and 10 for the Packers. 6:05 to go, third quarter.
Foley reminds you of anybody?
Rodgers, pressure from behind, shakes a tackle and brought down to 32. Phil Archer made the tackle. For San Diego, after that great turnaround last year, has a brutal schedule. I mean, just look at the beginning of this thing. And so many of them, they have to go all the way back to the East Coast to play.
I think the month of October is going to be a very critical time for them. They go to New England, the world champions. Steelers, they get them on Monday night, and the Steelers were in the AFC Championship game. And you look at these other games traveling back and forth, get the Eagles. I think that's going to be a very critical part of their season. Not just playing these guys, but going there where they have to play them.
Draw play. Only for a couple. And how about these fans? Here it is in August, a preseason game. It has rained since the start of the game. I don't think there's an empty seat in this place.
No, everybody's still here.
This is great.
Welcome to Lambeau Field.
Holding. 73 offense. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
It's going to be on Matt O'Dwyer, who's fighting for one of their starting guard jobs.
Mike, I'm sure Paul and I look back over our career in the National Football League, and there are events that we've participated in, and there are places that you played that are very special. We had a chance to play here on Monday night in 1983 against the Green Bay Packers.
That was a great
in
game,
a game
too.
that we lost 48-47, but it was here at Lambeau. And I look back at that game being one of those special moments where you're in a real special place to play football. And it means a lot, and I know how much it means to this guy.
Second and 20, ball
You lost, too,
42.
didn't you? Don't go into it, but you lost, right?
Well, he scored 47 points.
They lost.
Thanks, Paul.
They had a great defense.
Yes, Paul.
Over the middle and incomplete. Andre Thurman
Rodgers incomplete to 30.
was open, and the pass looked good.
A little bit behind. See, I like the way both these young quarterbacks, just a little bit behind the receiver. What happens is, as a young quarterback, you're not at the point where you anticipate the holes opening yet. You see the hole, you throw the ball. If that's the case, you're always going to be late.
Now it's 3rd and 21.
And they're going to take, Green Bay's going to take a timeout.
With 4:45 to go in the quarter, and Aaron Rodgers wants to go over and talk this one over. We've got a timeout here in Green Bay. 4:45 to go in the period. Back in a moment. Welcome back to damp Green Bay, where it is 7-7. Chargers to Packers, third
Damp.
quarter.
What's the difference between damp and absolutely
That's
wet?
getting a little deep, too.
Yeah, that field doesn't show it.
20 from the 42.
Third down and 20 for Green Bay. And another flag.
False start. 32 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
That's Walt Williams, who's had a couple of impressive runs, but he moved early that time.
Well, you can't get in a set position and get yourself down in a three-point stance and then move. Because you know why? There's a whole lot of defensive guys that are pointing you out.
Can't hide either.
No, when you're sitting out there in the middle, you can't hide.
Not that many penalties, really, in this ballgame.
No, but a couple of critical ones against the Green Bay Packers defensively. They've had defensive holding a couple of times, which was an Achilles heel for them last year.
Four-man rush. Rodgers on a little half roll. Throws over the middle, incomplete, trying to get it to Chad Lucas, first-year man out of Alabama State.
Well, this is one you don't throw, especially when there's four white shirts covering one guy.
And you never throw back.
Yeah, you don't throw
Brett
back
does.
across the field. Wow.
Yeah, but you don't.
It was funny. Aaron Rodgers told us a story. They were watching practice, and Brett Favre threw an ill-advised pass, as he has so often during his career, but it was completed anyway. It shouldn't have been thrown, but with Brett throwing it, the chances are it will be complete. And one of the coaches turned to Aaron Rodgers and said, see, that was the wrong read and the wrong throw, but he can do that. You can't. That pretty much separates Brett Favre from everybody else, doesn't it?
It does.
48-yard kick into the end zone. Back to Green Bay in a moment. Iowa in the Midwest Championship. Jason Varitek actually has the trifecta. Little League World Series, the College World Series, and the World Series. Let's check in with Susie.
Well, Mike, what's the road been like? How long have you had the tickets for 35 years? What's it been like?
Well, it took us 10 years to win a waiting list back then, but we've had them for 35 years, and we've never missed a game. And we're just diehards. I don't care what the weather is. We're here.
How do you explain that this place doesn't matter? Preseason, pouring rain, nobody
I
leaves.
guess we just love football. It's fun.
What's been your favorite moment?
Watching us beat San Diego in a playoff game.
Perfect.
I'll tell you what, on a rainy Thursday, you got to put some theaters in this town.
Why?
Come on.
Come on. Where's your spirit? Where's your Packer spirit, Paulie?
I have Packer spirit, you know. And, you know, God love them. These people, they are really diehards. I don't care. They're like you said, there really isn't an empty seat in this
Prior to
house.
snap, false start. 67. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Well, what was
I got
it? 2 years ago we came up here. It was like 15 below. The place, I mean, there were no empty seats. Everybody was wearing 17 layers of clothes. They all look like duck hunters.
If you're a franchise that has this kind of history, I think this isn't the only one, but there are other places. Denver's another place where they're the same way.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I
love it.
honestly think that the reason nobody leaves, I think there are people waiting outside. So if you leave, they'll come in and take your seat.
3rd and 7. Phillip Rivers out in the flat, and that's Sproles again, that quick little receiver out of Kansas State.
One of the things as a quarterback, when you have a receiver like Darren Sproles, first of all, his size makes it a little difficult, but he's got great hands. It looks like he has great hands anyway. But these guys are so quick that it's difficult as a quarterback to time their moves. You want them to slow down enough so you get an idea where they're going so you can lead them. I played with Joe Washington, who was cat quick as well, and Joe would like to just get where he wanted to go, and I said, you got to help me out here, Pat. Slow down just a step.
Draw play, Sproles. He just gets clobbered as they get back to the 33. The Chargers took him out of Kansas State in the 4th round of the draft this year. Sproles ran for almost 5,000 yards in college to rank 11th all-time in the NCAA. Also racked up over 6,800 total yards. Good for 6th on the NCAA's career list. It's always a question when somebody of that size comes into this league, how much can he play and how much can he take as far as a punishment?
Well, they got him at 5'6", and they're lying.
I think he can take a lot of punishment. Little guys seem to have no problem with the punishment.
Well, I hope so, because the last couple of plays they've run him up the middle, and I tell you what,
He's 5'4" now.
He may have been 5'6" when he started, but if I'm going to send him with his great speed and agility, I think I'd try to get him a little more to the outside.
I think you take it back like Clinton Portis, who's not a big guy at all. In Washington, you wonder how many carries. I know, for example, the big back, somebody like Jamal Lewis in Baltimore, they try and keep his carries right around or a little bit under 400. I think for smaller backs, you've got to be in the 330s. 330s, not 395.
Crowd trying to get into it to help the defense. Rivers steps up, and that's going to be well short of the first down. Sproles wrapped up by Arturo Freeman, who may have a chance at that one of the starting safety spots because he played for Jim Bates in Miami.
And it looks like the Green Bay Packers have committed another penalty downfield in pass coverage.
And it may be Mike Hawkins again, number
Illegal
27.
contact. 35, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That was Arturo Freeman, the young man who made the play.
Boy, and he was with Jim Bates in Miami. And he's the one guy who Jim does not expect to make mistakes like that. And that absolutely frosts him.
Well, you're looking at 3rd down and long. They don't have the first down.
Exactly. So the penalty gives them an automatic first down at their own 40-yard line.
Gives Phillip Rivers some more chances to show what he can do.
Sproles.
Ooh, down to 5-3.
Oh,
Donnell Washington. Yikes.
I'm going to tell you what, we're coming at the end of the quarter, but Sproles, get him outside, please. Let this young man run someplace where there's some daylight. Watch this. Bonk. That's over.
Well, you want to run him outside before he's 4'10". That's the end of the third quarter. We're tied at 7.